So Surya, at the count of three, we go live.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, are you ready, sir? Just arrange. Just 1 minute. All right, Surya. Three, two, one, go. Well, yeah. Yeah. Hello and welcome back to Voice of Kahokon. Your voice matters, the podcast where we bring you exclusive insights from the visionaries shaping the future of healthcare. I'm Dr. Abhinesh, and today we have a very special guest with us, Professor Dr. Anupam Sibal, organizing chairperson of Kahokon 2025. Professor Sibal is a renowned leader in the healthcare industry, an esteemed speaker, and a driving force behind Kahokon's mission of collaboration and excellence. Today, we will dive into his thoughts on Kahokon 2025, his personal insights, and some fun rapid fire questions towards the end. Professor Sibal, I am very glad to welcome you to this podcast. It's an absolute honor to have you here. It's truly a pleasure to have you here, and I'm sure our audience is eager to hear your insights. Let's dive right in. Let's start with Kahokon, which has always been a platform that fosters collaboration and innovation. Over the years, we have seen impactful discussions that turn into real world change. Professor Sibal, sir, can you share an instance where an idea from a past conference has led to a significant impact?
Namaste. Thank you very much for this kind invitation. I'm delighted to be a part of this program and through this platform engage with a whole lot of colleagues. Kahokon has brought together, experts from across the world, and over the years, in each of the conferences that we've had, there's been a very vibrant exchange of ideas. And I remember that we had decided that perhaps at some point in time, Kahokon would emerge as a conference where leaders from different healthcare organizations who are recognized globally for the excellent work they do would come and share their ideas and build a collaborative framework. So I think that has happened very effectively. And now at Kahokon, we have JCI, we have ISKUA, we have IHI, we have, of course, our own NABH, we have academic universities, and we have a whole lot of other organizations that have done some amazing work, send in either their CEOs or senior functionaries, because this meeting over a period of time has grown in stature. So it really has become a very important meeting that draws some very, very bright people.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. That's really truly inspiring. And it's really incredible to see how the ideas discussed among few leaders that get translated into Kahokon and that impacts into into the real world scenario. So coming up to the next question, if you had to describe Kahokon 2025 in just 3 words, what would they be?
3 is a bit hard, so let me go with 6. Something to learn, something to teach. That's really what this conference is all about. Everyone who comes definitely has something to teach because of the experience that they have, their knowledge, their experience, their expertise. And of course, there's something to learn for everyone.
Yeah, so those are very powerful words that really capture the essence. So I can say something to learn and something to teach, STL and STT. So that is a short acronym for the same. Coming up to the next question, sir. Kahokon attracts professionals from various healthcare domains. And for many, this will be their first time attending a new conference or KahoCon 2025. If a first-time attendee asked you for advice on making the most of KahoCon 2025, what would you tell them?
There's a whole lot of information available out there that you want to get exposed to. There's a lot of learning. So plan well. Look at the program in detail. Look at the sessions where you want to sort of come prepared, do some reading. Perhaps think of questions that you might want to ask, because it's not often that you get an opportunity to interact with such well-known experts. So think, plan, decide how you want to spend your time, and really make the most of the 2 day event that is on offer.
Yeah, great advice. And this time, for the first time, we are conducting 21 plus pre-conference workshops, and there are more than 175 plus speakers who are national and international who will be attending KahoCon 2025 and giving their expertise and sharing their insights. I'm sure our first time attendees will find this guidance very valuable, and they will come prepared at a prior end. Coming on to personal question from my end, sir. I am a huge fan of your sessions. I am a huge fan of all the wherever I go and attend your conferences. I look up for your sessions when Dr. Anupam Sibal sir will be there, and you capture all the audience in a single slides and your words that captivates everyone in a single thought. Moving on to something many professionals struggle with, public speaking. It's a common fear nowadays, and yet you always captivate audience with confidence and clarity. So, sir, what's your go-to tip for delivering a powerful and confident speech?
Well, thank you for your kind words. I'm not sure I'm worthy of that praise, but thanks ever so much. Something that I think, not just for talks or for sessions, but for any meeting, if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. It doesn't matter how many times you've done that talk. And sometimes, experts become very good at a particular talk because they are asked repeatedly to talk about it, and they get a lot of invitations, and they accept. And they sometimes accept because it's relatively easy to give a talk that you've delivered many times, because you don't have to prepare so hard. And then sometimes the speaker can become casual. And if a speaker, even if she or he has delivered that talk 20 times or 30 times or 40 times, does not prepare for that talk, and sure, it might not take that much time to prepare, but if you don't prepare, then there's a likelihood of something going amiss, and that ability that one had acquired to weave magic sometimes can go not the way you intended it. So it's extremely important not to be overconfident and be very humble in terms of preparing, and one must prepare, because if you don't prepare, then things can go wrong.
Yeah, a very good and a fantastic tip, sir. I would say that preparation is much needed, and each and every presentation that I see of yours in on stage, I can really feel how much preparation that goes on from back. And it's not normal slides that you present, but with some fun elements and with captivating thoughts and relating controversial as well as contradictory thoughts and images you put up in your slides. Not controversial, I'm sorry for the word. And I'm sure our listeners will be finding it valuable, that confidence and preparation truly make all the difference. Sir, moving on to some fun and offbeat questions. So we will just move on to the session that fun and light-hearted questions. If you could have dinner with any three healthcare legends, past or present, who would they be and why?
Well, Dr. B.C. Roy, he was an amazing doctor, a statesman, was the Chief Minister of Bengal. We have the B.C. Roy Awards after his name, received the Bharat Ratna. So I definitely would love to have dinner and learn about medicine and politics and leadership from him. Definitely would like to have dinner with Thomas Trazel. He was the surgeon who performed the first successful liver transplant, and he attempted one in 1963, and the first success came in 67. And then he waited for several years till he was able to perfect the technique. He really established liver transplantation in the world. Also was a very prolific author. There was a time for several years when he ended up publishing nearly one paper every 3 days. So doing complicated surgeries, yet publishing, thinking of innovation, and he continued well into his 80s to come to work every day. So he would be the second person that I would like to have dinner with. And the third person would be Dr. Waldo Nelson, who created Nelson's textbook of pediatrics that really every pediatrician um, ends up reading and reading several times as they go through the rigors of 3 years of residency training in pediatrics. And so did I. So would love to spend time, understand about pediatrics, understand about what got Dr. Nelson to write this book, which of course over the years has expanded and become so much more comprehensive as our knowledge of pediatrics and medicine has improved considerably.
Yeah, that sounds like a fascinating dinner conversation, sir. And I can only imagine the inspiring discussions that would take place during this. So, coming to the next question, what's one thing about you that most people don't know?
Well, a lot of stuff, I guess these days is public and with all the social media presence and all. But I don't think I've talked much about it. My love for movies and the fact that I really like to spend a reasonable amount of time watching films. Used to do that in theaters and DVDs and what have you. But of course, now with the access to OTT, there's just so much choice available. So love for films is something that is very dear to me.
Yeah, it's always great to learn something new about our guests, and that's really one of the most common fact that most of the people don't know. What you being a movie buff too, and that we have always seen in your presentations, in your examples that you quote while your sessions. Sir, coming as you spoke about movie, if we made a movie about Kahokon, which actor would you play?
That's a hard one. So I don't have an answer to that because, I really don't know what would get covered if a film was made on Kahokon. So I'll have to let that one pass because I don't know what. I'd leave it to the director. It's best to leave the selection of who is to play what role to the director, to the person who's written the script, and who's an expert in terms of choosing what role should be played by which person based on what their strengths are. So I guess I'll leave it to the experts.
Yeah, so I think we will have to ask Dr. Vijay Agarwal sir and Dr. Lal Joseph ma'am to answer this question, being the directors of this main conference also. So what's one thing you always forget to pack for a conference?
Usually nothing because I have a checklist. So one always goes through a checklist because if you don't have a checklist, you will forget something, and sometimes it can be very, very tricky. And you can end up in many ways compromising what you had hoped to achieve in that trip. Or if it's a fun trip, it can eat into the fun. So it's better to have a checklist and check everything and not leave things to chance.
Yeah, that's a good advice for the participants who come traveling from long and coming to attend the conference. So you need to have a checklist not only for the quality purposes in the hospital, but also for your personal packing things and all. So finally, this is one of my favorite question. If you could have a friendly debate with any speaker at KahoCon 2025, who would it be and on what topic?
There are some amazing speakers that we will interact with at KahoCon. But I'd love to interact with the Air Marshal Pawan Kapoor. He and I were on a debate and we had a lot of fun. We talked about films and poetry and music. So would love to have a debate and be very happy to have a debate on anything,
Yeah, I
any
could
topic.
remember the IPSC debates,
Yes,
the debate that you and you were on one side and Pawan Kapoor sir and Sanjeev sir were on the other
yes,
side. So
yes,
that
yes.
was really a fun type of
Yeah, that's
debate.
the whole
That
idea. Debate should be fun. So you want to give out a message, but do that in a manner that people enjoy. So at
yeah,
the International Patient Safety Congress, part of the International Health Dialogues that Apollo organizes every year, I think the debate has become a very, very important part of the conference, and a lot of people look forward to the debate.
yeah. So talking about that, two things that we really expect at every IPSC conference, apart from the leaders' talks and the chief guests that come, but two other things that I personally look forward is the Top Gear by Gaurav Loria sir and the debates and your talks during the IPSC. So that I guess KahoCon 2025 also has such debates, and one of that debate is Wo Panch Din, which is exactly going to set up the stage on fire, I would say, and maybe we can make that happen at the conference. Quickly moving on to a very light session, so that comes up to the rapid fire round. I'll ask some quick questions, and you answer with the very first thing that comes to your mind, sir. Ready, sir?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. One word to describe KahoCon 2025.
Wow.
Okay. Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Okay. A book you would recommend to every healthcare professional?
I think everyone, and it doesn't matter whether you're a healthcare professional or not, but anyone and everyone should read Dale Carnegie. And one book out of he's written several, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I think is stellar. It's more than 100 years old, but the advice that it offers is absolutely invaluable. And I've written a book on parenting. So if you're a parent, you might want to read Is Your Child Ready to Face the World? And although it's about parenting, but it's about a parent becoming a better human being. So it's about, as you become a parent and as you raise a child, how is it that you can become a better human being? So these two books.
Yeah, that's really a good thing, sir. And I would advise all our audience, whoever is watching, to get that book right away and get it, read through that. It may give you a great insights and change the life overnight. So next question is, if you weren't in healthcare, what would you be doing?
I guess I would have done television.
Okay.
I loved media, so I guess I would be doing something on television.
So, sir, that means a hero actor or a host type?
I think it would be more about a host role, really.
Right. Okay. What's the best compliment you have ever received as a speaker, sir?
Well, one is so privileged to be able to deliver talks and across formats, across countries, and across a wide range of audience. So it's an absolute privilege, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. This is something I really enjoy. But what would be something that I would really cherish, or I have had the opportunity, is of people coming up to me and saying, like, you made us cry, you made us laugh. And I think you gave us examples that we want to live by in 20 minutes. So it was a great learning experience. And hopefully we become a better person when we think about this talk over and over again.
Yeah, that was really a surprising thing, you being a motivational speaker too, sir, and you have really impacted many lives apart from being a physician and saving many lives. So a quote you live by?
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Oh,
Mahatma Gandhi.
that's great, sir. And I can see Mahatma Gandhi besides you too.
Always on my desk.
Yeah. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be? So no, we would expect something else too. Yeah, Mahatma Gandhi being the father of nation, we would like to have a historical figure, but someone else, because that answer has been already delivered in the previous question.
We talked about medical, definitely. I would definitely would, if one had an opportunity, really would love to sort of, get an opportunity to learn from some stalwarts in history. Abraham Lincoln would stand as someone, definitely. Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, people who've, through their work, had a huge impact across the globe.
Yeah. So you have already quoted all the change makers, and you being one of the change maker in India in the healthcare scenario, that would be really a good thing to have dinner with, and hopefully we also join that dinner party wherever you.
Right.
Yeah. What's your favorite way to celebrate after a successful conference, sir?
So get the team together and have a nice photo and say a big thank you and get everyone to sort of feel great about the tremendous amount of work that they put in to pull off something spectacular.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all about the team.
Yeah, Really, sir. So the team works very hard for the success of any conference, and that has been visible in all the conferences throughout KahoCon as well as in IPSC Apollo conferences too. So that brings to the end of our entire podcast, sir. That was really a fun round, and thank you for being such a great sport and support for this entire event coming together. And we invite all our participants, all our audience for this wonderful conference that is happening on 12th and 13th of April at Hotel Pullman, New Delhi. It's always wonderful to see a lighter side of our esteemed speakers. And sir, this has been such an insightful and enjoyable conversation. So thank you for
Thank you.
sharing
See
your
you on the 12th. Thank you very
yeah.
much.
Before we wrap up, sir, is there any final message that you would like to share with our audience, especially those attending KahoCon?
Well, have lots of fun, make new friends, and go back enriched with a lot of ideas that you will go back and implement at your place of work.
Yeah,
See you
that's a
soon.
great message, sir, to end on. And I'm sure our audience will appreciate your words of encouragement and motivation and learn a lot of things through this podcast as well as in the KahoCon conference. Thank you once again for joining us, sir. And to all our listeners, we hope this conversation has given you valuable insights and thoughts. Hope to see you on at Delhi and on KahoCon 2025. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.